Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Speakmuch. I am Tony Thomas, the host of the show. In each episode, we will be talking to people who are making some changes to our society. Some of them will be influencers, entrepreneurs, politicians, YouTubers, etc. So today we have Jaro, the product head of Mysterium Foundation. Mysterium is an open source, decentralized VPN which protects its users' privacy and fight against censorship. It's mainly used in countries like Iran and China, where internet is not considered as the basic right of human beings. So Yaro, could you give us a brief introduction to who you are, what were you doing before joining the Mysterium Foundation, and how you came across Bitcoin and the blockchain technology? In fact, as I was researching and going through a LinkedIn profile, I could find that you have a heavy portfolio of multinational companies like Uber and UBA, where you have previously worked.
Like in early 2000s, I was one of the people who established open source association for to promote open source in Lithuania. So we have invited such people as Richard Stallman to speak in our parliament. I also was fighting for open standards. When there was a need, and we were discussing with parliament people. Also, we were creating some promotion for just general people around. So that was my beginning when I was president of that association. And later, I moved into startup world. So I have established a couple of startups. One of them completely failed. So some of them are quite okay. And after playing with this startup community and all the things, my life changed. I needed even more stability, and I got proposal to work for Uber Technologies. I used to work from Europe, but we were flying to Silicon Valley like each couple of months. But I used to work from European office. I was working for service reliability team, so SRE team. And that times I already was looking. I was already convenient with blockchain because a friend of mine introduced it to me in 2013, early 2013. Before that, all the bomb, that time Bitcoin price was something around like $40 or something like that. It looked as a like geeky thing for me, but I told him, it's very good to learn if you want to do a PhD, but I don't know if it will be useful or not one day.
Okay. And what made you to Ethereum or the other development of the blockchain industry?
And when all this buzz, I learned about Ethereum even before its own ICO. But that time it was, still too early, and I was looking at different things. But I was watching the thing, and when all the sudden buzz started, I turned my mind again into this industry. And I looked deeper, not only to Bitcoin, but what is happening around. For a while, I was really sold in my mind that, Ethereum will change the world. I changed my mind again, and I have my own opinion on what's the purpose for each of things. But that time, many people were really almost blindly believing that something new and amazing happening. Even if amazing, though, it's not that naive point of view right now. We understand much more these days.
To add something, I actually came across. Sorry.
Yeah, and I decided to go out of Uber in end of 2017, and I established together with my friend who introduced to me Bitcoin, we established blockchain consulting company. And for some time, I was doing like this different project consulting, and he is still doing. It's a Blockwiz company, so that company is growing. And initially I joined Mysterium just as a consultant.
Okay.
But, like time by time, they convinced me that I have to move full time.
Okay, I understand. Actually, I came across one of your interesting ideas to tokenize time. Jaro coin, I came across you. That was a fantastic idea.
Yeah. the idea, I got the idea in like middle of 2017 when I already understood that this tokenization buzz, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It should burst. I was waiting for that burst. I got the idea, but I think, oh, it's a little bit too late to make jokes on it. And then in the late 18, beginning, late 17, beginning 18, it's still there. So I understood that I have to release my own token to show how, like, it was a Prima Aprilis joke.
Okay, I understand that.
It was released on April 1st. But some people actually bought that token because they needed my services as a blockchain consultant.
Yeah.
And they got those services.
Oh, awesome. And
For those who don't know, I did my own personal ICO. So people was able to buy minutes and seconds of my time.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, then can you explain us what are you doing at Mysterium? What exactly is Mysterium? So something like that.
Like Mysterium, at Mysterium, we are developing a decentralized VPN network. And actually, this is very networking related project. It's an open source project. It's a networking project, first of all. So you could compare us somehow with what Tor network does or some similar project doing, yeah. And in some aspects, because it's much more networking project than it's a blockchain project. And like when you're doing the decentralized VPN, when we would like what the network does, what the value, like internet is unfortunately not free. So many people need VPNs. Some of them already using VPNs to access the content which is not accessible from your country, from your region. And that could be both banned by governments, or that could be, like some corporations just don't know to allow you to use their service because they just decided that, oh, maybe in this region people will buy less, so we will not give them freemium or something like that. There are many reasons why there is a like censorship, but like Trump just decided to censor TikTok, and in the United States you have that censorship. So Mysterium allows people to share their IP to other people's. So if you would like to be in European IP network when you're in Asia, that's possible with Mysterium. And naturally, because it's a peer-to-peer communication, people need somehow pay to each other. And here is a blockchain needed, because there are no global payment solution available right now, which will be the same. You're not able to use PayPal for that.
Okay. From the conversation, I understand that if I need to get rid of censorship to access random contents, I could use a VPN. And then I have here Mysterium VPN, which is a decentralized VPN, as you say, and many other VPNs. How could I distinguish between these two things? Why should I pick the Mysterium VPN other than, I don't want to specify a VPN, but the normal VPNs?
That's a very good question, actually. There is one fundamental problem with VPNs, because actually they know even more than your internet service provider knows, because all the traffic is going through their network. So if they could be looking on all the destinations you're going to, and they could either give that information to governments, either give that information for advertising, because they would know even more, because you would using VPN everywhere you go. And in decentralized VPN, we are not able to collect centralized logs, because there are different people in different locations, and they are not sending logs to us, and we can technically prove that we are not collecting logs. Most of VPN companies, they say that we have no logs policy, but that's still, you trust them, either you don't trust them. This is a trust relationships, yeah. In dVPN, in terms of these logs, you don't have to trust the technology, because you know that if you're changing different exit nodes, your logs will be spread among them. There is another important difference between us and VPNs, is that we are pay-as-you-go network. You know, like usually if people are buying VPNs, VPNs are pushing you, buy for 1 year, for 2 years, for 3 years. Even if in a couple of months you will decide to use different provider, or like they try to give you a subscription model, yeah. And why they are doing that? Because most of people don't use that much of that traffic actually. In our case, you will be paying only for what you use. So if you have your dollar on our network, you pay for one movie 5 cents to download it, and next time you can do that in a year, and your money will be still there. So how do we do that? We are using not blockchain actually, because blockchain is just a first layer, and blockchain transactions are very, very expensive.
Yeah.
In our case, just think that people are paying each minute, and they're paying 0.002 cents, for example, per transactions. It's super small amounts. It's not possible to do that via any technology, even blockchain. So we needed to build second and even third layer on top of Mysterium blockchain. So we are using technology called payment channels. It's the same technology used in Lightning Network, which is Bitcoin's Lightning Network, but it's using our tokens. And people are doing one transaction to, let's say, top up that payment channel. And then all the transactions are doing peer-to-peer. Nobody else knows those transactions except those people, like the exit node and consumer who is using that traffic. They are saying, like, just imagine those old-fashioned checks people are signing, you know, like which you go to bank then to get real money. So just imagine that we are doing these digital checks all the time. So that's a Mysterium payment system, and it's very, very scalable. It's really could have many thousands of transactions per second.
That means that I have to get this Mysterium tokens to access the dVPNs. Am I correct?
Yes, that's the tokens which is used in the network. And that's the tokens which exit nodes will be receiving. But we understand that people don't usually have our tokens, yeah?
Yeah.
So now we are working on this very moment, we are working on possibility for people in the application to pay in Bitcoin or Litecoin or a couple of other cryptocurrencies. And then the system will auto-convert that money into MIST token.
Okay.
So you don't have to have our tokens, we will auto-convert them into MIST.
That's a really interesting idea. Isn't currently in development, or are you? Do we have that?
It's still in development. The good news that at this very moment we are using testnet blockchain, so you're getting those testnet tokens for free. So you can go to Mysterium.Network, download our applications, and for some period of time have a free VPN.
I can actually show it here. I have downloaded the Mysterium client for Mac. I think you can see that. Yeah, I am not rightly at the moment connected, but I can connect to somewhere in the Great Britain. I hope you can see that.
Yes, I can see that totally.
Excellent.
And now connection is establishing, and you're connected.
Exactly.
So you're in UK now.
Yeah. It's so much simple to have this kind of new fake locations hopping around the world. Yeah, awesome.
And you see that you have paid 0 MIST tokens in 1 minute. It could charge some small amount of tokens, and MIST, it's a test MIST token. So you actually have that, yeah.
if one of my listeners want to take part in this community, or if they want to contribute something to the Mysterium network, how can they do that? Can you have an idea?
Yeah, we are very welcomed. We're happy when somebody is contributing. We have Discord channel when you can chat and reach our community of exit nodes, community of users, and the developer team. Actually, links to all our social media you can find on Mysterium.Network. And also you can find our code in GitHub. So you can either create an issue on GitHub and start discussion, either you could make a fork of one of our repositories and make a pull request for us.
So anyone can just start their nodes simply by downloading the GitHub repository? Or are there any kind of
you go to GitHub repo. On GitHub repo, you will see different binaries to download. You can do that also from our website. So, but we are using Golang technology, which is compiling well to different platforms. So you can either use Debian packages for Ubuntu and Debian operating systems, either run it on Mac, even on Windows. So you can find that everything for free. Only using VPN is paid. But if you will be node who is providing exit node, you can even earn money. And while we are in testnet, we are giving bounty for our exit nodes. It's depending on your region. It's from $10 to $50 of bounty per month.
Yeah.
But when it will be totally open, so it will have no limitations. But even now, you can already start providing and be exit node.
Okay. And the other question was regarding being a node runner. I actually had a problem discussion with my lawyer, and I came across that according to local laws here in Germany, we are responsible for all the traffic which is happening from our IPs. If someone just buys some kind of illegal things through my IP using the Mysterium framework,
yeah, that's a very important topic. We even started some. Like soon we are planning to release some recommendations to node runners, how to protect themselves legally. It really depends on law. German law is one of the most strict law in this case. So yeah, I understand why you're afraid. So we are doing like a couple of things to help our node runners. One of them, it will be providing some legal guides, how to protect yourself. By the way, technically, you're not exactly responsible if you can prove that that was not you.
Okay.
But still, most probably, this court expenses will be still like you will still need to pay something just to prove that you're not guilty. But at least you can prove. We already know that in Germany there was a case that somebody downloaded torrent and exit node had to go to court to prove that it was not him, and he won the deal. But like so he has no this any legal problems, but it just unfortunately he had to cover legal fees for his lawyer. So you know, like it's really there are a lot of scams who are trolls, legal trolls, who will be sending you requests to pay them. So it's careful. So what we do to protect else, we are thinking about something called traffic slicing. So it means that in the future, I think that's something 2021. Even if we have some prototype right now, and if you're checking whitelisting traffic only as a node runner, only whitelisted traffic will go through your node, and you know that only set of addresses will be accessible. At the moment, we are controlling this list of addresses which are whitelisted, and you can trust us that it's a short list of very popular websites which you should have no problems with them. But you will get less traffic because less people are accessing these services right now. It's very short. In the future, we would like to make it a free. So as a node runner, you could say that I am not like, I don't allow torrenting. I allow only like media streaming, something like social sites, like eShops and stuff like that. And you will be providing only that traffic. It's still very early, but that's our way, how we would like to go, our direction where we are thinking.
Okay, to prove that I am not, I was not the person who was using the network, using that site. I actually have to keep the logs of my node where the other people were connecting,
Yes,
isn't it?
but you know, like it's enough. Our software will not collect logs of browsing, so you will not find the logs of where people were going. Yeah, but you will have one information which is could be even enough that. That time you had a connection from somewhere abroad. So that from 1 p.m. till 2:20 p.m. there was a connection established via your node, and they sent like 2 terabytes of traffic. Yeah. So you will see this quite anonymized information, but in many cases that is enough, because you will prove that somebody else was using your network and you were not there. We also recommend, if possible, to have like 2 different Wi-Fi's, or in some cases, because you will be getting rewards, you can get a cheap internet plan. So one plan will be to being exit node, and another which you are using as a person, for example.
Yes, okay. That means that this logs cannot be traced back to the original user who was using.
As I mentioned, we are not concentrating on anonymity. So if governments really would like to, that would, like, you should do really something very, very bad, so they would do that. But if they would like to, they could trace via a couple of countries and find you, because they would go to exit node and would ask, please give me the IP address which was connected that time. And most probably you could find that. Because we are not about anonymity. We are about privacy and censorship. You will get privacy because end destination will never know who was you. So Amazon will don't know that somebody is browsing not from Germany, but from UK, yeah? And that's privacy, because nobody will be selling your browsing logs and will be not giving you the ads. So in these terms, you will be really protected and you will access the information. But if you would like to do something really illegal, like buying guns or drugs, maybe Tor is a better solution.
Okay, that's a cool piece of logic there. The centralized Mysterium, no, sorry, the Mysterium Foundation will not be having any idea who is connecting with whom.
Oh, we will have no information. They will need to go to exit nodes. If they will reach us, we don't know.
I don't have any chance. Yeah, I understand. Awesome. Thank you for giving you this wonderful time with us. It was really nice chatting to you. Do you have anything to add in the last 1 second?
It's pleasure on my side. Don't forget, just go to Mysterium.Network and try it.
Yeah. Awesome. Then thank you very much.